right, good morning, guys. Thanks for joining me. So, what I'm doing today is I want to talk about a couple things that I'm doing. I just got off the phone and had some coaching from someone who did a really good job encouraging me. I shared my story about abortion. I will probably, with his insight and what I've already done on my own, do something different in the abortion um, culture or pro-life culture. I do feel we need a different conversation about this, and I think that's what I'm looking for, to have a different conversation with my gifts and my talents. I have a heart to bring women who have no hope to Christ, who is our hope. I am probably going to be looking at coaching in the way of helping girls who have not really had a mother. I have neighbors next door. Two of the girls I took to church with me yesterday, and they were very thankful. Then I have some other neighborhood kids, and two of the kids, their mother, I have offered to babysit, which I did at one point. But now she, I don't know if she can't afford a babysitter or whatever. I did it for free, but basically, these kids are pretty much fending for themselves. And this little girl yesterday came over for food, and I said, what do you need? And she said, I need this food warmed up. I said, why can't your mother do it? Isn't your mother home? She's sleeping. Well, okay, well, why can't you wake her up? And, why can't she give you food? And she said at 7 years old, because she doesn't care. That's why. And it broke my heart to hear this, but it's the truth. And some of the other neighborhood girls have told me that she doesn't care. She only cares about her boyfriends and drugs, etc. So here's a little girl who is dealing with a feeling of helplessness. She wants to come over here all the time. She wants to visit over here. She doesn't want to be in her home. They don't have a Christmas tree because she was bad, I guess. So no Christmas tree. They didn't pick up after themselves or something like that. So I don't think they're going to see this video, but you never know. But so I'm trying to be discreet. But the truth is, she doesn't really have a mother. And so what she's learning is to fend for herself. And it breaks my heart. At 7, she acts like a 14-year-old. And not only does she have to take care of herself, but she has to take care of her younger brother. And so I went over yesterday, and I could have, taken those kids because the mother was in the bedroom sleeping, knocked out. I don't know. She didn't hear me. And it was a mess. And that's an understatement. And I basically said to her, what do you have? There was food this time in the refrigerator. Last time there wasn't any in the cupboards or anything. So this time there was food, but food they cannot make. So I said, what do you have? Let me see. They didn't have bread to make a sandwich. The stove isn't really working. So I took their frozen food over here and made it for them. And today she was over too for breakfast. And basically, the little boy had told me he hadn't eaten in like 3 days. I don't think that's true. I think he's exaggerating because he was so hungry. But this is kind of where I think God is having me start. Even as you get older, you are, even if like I had food, clothes, and a roof on my head and some of the nicer clothes to go to school, there still are needs that need to be met that are not met. So if you have come from a family where your needs have not been met and you don't have a stable home, you are going to get those needs met elsewhere. So my concern for her already is she definitely is a little girl who accepted Christ, and I'm so proud of her for wanting to go to church, and him also. But as she gets older, she has already learned to do things in her own strength, to take matters into her own hands because she has to. And if she doesn't, no one else is going to. Her mother certainly won't. So my concern is when we start walking this way in life, and even for me, you start learning that you got to deal with stuff on your own. it can take away an equation that there's another side to this. There's the side of trusting God. There's a side of praying about things. There's the side of not feeling like you have to fix everything in life. So for me, even now, where I'm feeling a little more stable at this home and more secure, it takes a weight off you to help you feel even better. So I am having a heart, and I think God's direction is a unique calling for me to change the conversation in the pro-life movement, where it's not just you have to ask God to forgive you for an abortion, but what are the reasons behind abortion? How did you get here? Understanding it and give women hope, because a lot of times women are in positions where they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get the help they need. They don't know how to ask. They're too embarrassed to even think about going somewhere to ask for help, because they already feel like they need to solve the problem. They feel like it's something that they have to deal with, and they can't open up. They can't be vulnerable. They have to protect themselves. They have to be tough. They have to survive. So I think that is a big part of the abortion issue, is feeling that they need to survive and they need to do something about it. And because there are trust issues, relationships that have been broken one after another, they cannot open up and be vulnerable and be trusting toward someone else, that someone actually has their back and actually is looking out for their best for them. So I think these all come into play. And as I'm not a big techie person, and it's going to take me forever to figure out more tech. So I think I want to outsource this and start talking on the radio about my story, which is my point to talk from, because I've been there and I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you have nobody. I know what it's like when you feel helpless, and that this is just the way it is. There is no other solution. I know how that feels. So I'm going to be probably now looking into outsourcing the tech, and I will still learn it, but it will take me forever. So I think I want to just jump out and start looking to be on radio now. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys, and I am going to be probably preoccupied with this for a little bit, but I will try to get videos out tomorrow. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. Bye-bye.